Hi, and welcome to our January Pastor of the Month feature. And today I've got Daniel Sergio in, pastor of River City Church here in Palatka. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me. This is amazing.
Well, we are so excited about honoring our local pastors, and we want to say this is sponsored by Ultimate Mobile Detail, and they have given us a gift certificate for you.
Whoa,
so that you can get your ride all spiffy.
All right, man, that's amazing. Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, man.
Well, Ultimate Mobile Detail is a wonderful community partner of ours, and we appreciate them. And they're helping us to recognize pastors in our community and get to know the pastors and churches, because we're finding there's a lot of people moving to town all the time that are looking for churches to visit, and even people that have been here a long time that are feeling the Lord pull on their heart, and they think maybe I ought to go to church. And if that's you, I want to encourage you to find one to attend. We have a list of local churches on the community tab at whif.org. And of course, one of our partners, River City Church. So tell us where you are and when you meet and that kind of thing.
Yeah, we're literally right on State Road 17 when you're turning off of 19, right by Triangle Park. So we meet on Sundays, obviously, at 10:15 a.m. We like to give people a little more time to sleep in, if you will, get those kids ready. And then, of course, we have Sunday night meetings as well from 7 to 8 as well.
What would you say is your primary focus? Like if somebody walks in the door, what are they going to feel like they're experiencing?
Well, I'll tell you what people have told me. People always feel like it's home, and we wanted to create a place that felt like home when you walked in, where it wasn't intimidating. And I know what it's like to walk into an organization's building that is, where's the bathrooms? Where do I take my kids? Where do I, where are the chairs at, so I can, sit down as quickly as possible and find my, peace in the room. But I would say definitely we are passionate about the disciples' journey. Our mission at River City Church is we exist to lead people from lost to found, then from found to free, then free to empowered, and empowered to beloved, which we believe is the natural progression of the disciples' journey. As Jesus found people, he set them free, and then he promised that the helper would come and empowered his church so that we would walk in the fullness of our identity as his beloved.
So what's your journey been like? Have you grown up in a Christian household, or when did you come to faith in Christ?
So I did not grow up in a Christian household at all. My family, I'm from Tampa. I'm not from Palatka, actually. The fact that we even landed in Palatka is totally the Lord. And oftentimes, whenever you're finding yourself in life, you tend to end up in the places where the Lord would have you, not necessarily where you would initially, even want to be. And we started in Tampa. My wife and I, that's where we met. And we just celebrated a couple months ago, just 17 years. I can't believe that we've been married that long. Shout out to Raquel, my beautiful wife. But we landed here in Putnam County, just trying to be obedient to his voice and his call. And my family had never raised me up to be a Christian, and I ended up going to church to literally just be like my uncle, because my uncle was like my idol when I was a kid, right? And when I got there was something. I actually did not like kids' church when I went with my uncle to church back in the day. And there was something about being a part of the adult service where I knew something was different. And even back then, I knew that the Spirit of God was like calling me to a deeper level of service. And what that led in, as I learned to be obedient to his voice, was serving in my youth group, and then serving in my young adult ministry, and then serving as a worship pastor, and then serving until we got to where we were serving here in Palatka. And now we're serving as local church pastors in the area. So it's amazing. What a journey it is when you're following after the Lord.
Wow, that is amazing. Mm-hmm. So would you say that your style of worship is more contemporary or traditional, or a mixture?
Yeah, I would say we're definitely contemporary. We love singing, all the modern worship songs as well. We also lean into, just a couple weeks ago, our worship team just surprised the congregation and myself, because they're the ones that put together the song sets. We started singing a hymn right in the middle of the set, which was beautiful, because we acknowledge all those genres of music. We also lean into like whenever there's a song that the Lord is leading us into and whatnot. So definitely contemporary, definitely modern, and I think I love our worship expression within our house. It's very free. It's very, I don't know. It's exciting. It's full of energy, and it gets me prepped to preach. I'll tell you that. Every time I hear our team, I'm just like, let's go.
Well, I did visit your church's website and Facebook page, and I saw lots of faces of people I knew and some that I didn't know, and a lot of kids. So you obviously have a children's ministry?
Yes, absolutely. One of the reasons and the things that we felt, Raquel and I, when we were praying about planting here in Putnam County, we were in between ministry jobs, and I had the opportunity of being on staff at one of the local Christian schools. And I had realized that there were so many young families in our community that as we were teaching them, I was a history teacher and I taught Bible. And I learned that so many of them didn't know the word. And my desire was like, okay, Lord, it's not necessarily the kids' fault. We need to make sure we create a place that disciples my generation that is, raising up the littles right now. So we definitely have an awesome, dynamic kids ministry. They write their own curriculum. It's powerful. Lizzie, our director, does a fantastic job. Lizzie, you kill it. And I swear, I feel like sometimes we are more of a kids' church that has adults featured in it than an actual body of believers that has a kids' church featured in it. Because there's so many kids that run around our campus, it's amazing. So it comes with its blessings and challenges, but I wouldn't change a thing. So.
Well, it goes right along with the fact that you're right there behind Academy of Rising Stars. It's just a whole children's area in town. Yeah. But so that's been your home for how long now? So
we have been in there since November of 24. So we're going to be going on 2 years since our launch of Easter in 24. Yeah, no. We got in there November in 23, launched in Easter 24. So yeah, we're about to go celebrate 2 years. It's pretty exciting.
Yeah, that's great. So anything new on the horizon for 2026?
Oh my goodness. So we actually were doing a model where we were not having midweek services. And then the Lord had told me, Daniel, I really want you to lean into discipleship. If we talk about the disciples' journey, we talk about discipleship. I love talking and equipping people and seeing the light bulb go off. And the Lord really put a check in my spirit to like, hey, don't do a midweek service for tradition's sake, but do it with intentionality and do it with purpose. So we're going to be starting off in the beginning of February. We're meeting right now for 21 days of prayer, and we're using Wednesdays as our prayer nights where we corporately come together. But starting in February, 7 p.m. on Wednesday nights, we're going to be diving into different kinds of ways that we can learn how to be better disciples, whether it's going to be going through books or literally I have a desire to show people like how I go about reading the Bible and researching myself, because a lot of people will ask their pastors like, hey, what kind of Bible translations do you like to study from, or what are your tools, and why not bring them in? Why not show them and give them the tools so that way they can become better disciples themselves? Because we're all learning, whether you're a pastor or you're just learning about the gospel for the first time, we're all learning. And starting in February, we're going to be starting with a series that has made a huge impact on my life. We're going to be going through the Bait of Satan with John Bevere, and that's going to be, I think, 11 weeks where we're going to be in that book and learning about, how to deal with offense and the snare that the enemy tries to leave for us in offense. So I can't wait. It's going to be an amazing year. Outside of that, we are very intentional with our families. We try to do things with the family in mind. we actually have a unique spin on VBS. So instead of doing a VBS week, we actually do VBS for an entire month, and we spread it out over a couple weeks every single Sunday. So we usually have like characters that will dress up and show out. We'll have dynamic live scenes where kids will be able to encounter literal Bible characters and stuff like that. Lizzie and her team does an amazing job. And then of course, towards the end of the year, we are very passionate about touching our community and being missional. So we're going to be either hosting or partnering with something called the Restoration Store, something we just did this past December at our church, but it's a community event. So whether we host it or not, we're still figuring out the details for 26, but that is definitely something we're looking forward to at River City.
Wow. Well, a lot going on, and we're excited to feature you and your church for Pastor of the Month. And again, it's sponsored by Ultimate Mobile Detail. So if you don't have a church and maybe you haven't really gotten around to finding one, you're going to want to go and check out River City Church. And again, tell us where and when.
Okay, so it's going to be on Sundays, 10:15 a.m. sharp. And then, of course, on Wednesdays, we're going to be on campus from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Every single last Wednesday of the month is our worship nights as well, which is a community gathering where we actually invite multiple churches to join us in worship and prayer corporately. But yeah, meet us there. We'd love to host you. We'd love to see your family. And if you don't have a church, make sure you reach out to us either on the socials or through the radio station. I'm sure they'll be more than happy to connect you too. But my name is Pastor Daniel Sergio. My wife's name is Raquel, and I'm sure we'd love to welcome you and say hello to you and shake your hands. So.
Well, thank you so much for coming in
and
for being a great partner in ministry.
No, thanks for having me. I appreciate it, Robin.